Welcome back, DPReview TV viewers. Chris Nichols here with another midweek short. Now this time we're playing with the Hasselblad 30mm 3.5 and we're testing it out on the X1D version 2. Now this 30mm lens is $4,000 US, and normally when you think about that kind of price tag, you're thinking that a lens like this is going to be a really wide aperture lens, something super fast. But really, in fact, the 30mm 3.5 is very similar and equivalent to a full frame 24mm 2.8. So we're not really getting a ton of light. What gives? We're going to find out. Right off the bat, one of the things you're going to notice about the 30mm lens is that it's quite compact as medium format lenses go. Fuji makes some very similar lenses. They do tend to be, a little bit physically larger. And when you combine that with the X1D's very compact body design, it's perfect for travel, getting out in the backcountry and doing some nice landscapes. Now when it came to sharpness overall, we did our impromptu test here. We tested the corners and the center. And this is what I'm going to say. First off, the Hasselblad 30mm lens is very sharp overall, perfectly acceptable for the 50 megapixel resolution that you're going to find on the X1D type cameras. Now here you can see shooting wide open, centers very sharp. At 3.5, when you look in the corners here, it's still holding up pretty well. If we stop down a little bit, we are going to see some improvement in the corners very quickly. So, really this lens, stopped down a little bit, is fantastic across the board. And overall, I think you're going to find the resolution characteristics very enjoyable. I found the 30mm lens has a really nice, well-dampened manual focus ring. Autofocus speed is pretty much as fast as the X1Ds can push with their contrast detect autofocusing. Now, when we've tested Hasselblad XCD lenses in the past, we absolutely did notice a phenomenon on the early X1D camera where even when you set the aperture wide open, it would be closed down a little bit. And Hasselblad lenses usually have a very polygonal shaped aperture opening. It's not a smooth, circular, round-bladed kind of look. And because of this, even wide open, you would get this sort of octagonal or polygonal kind of look to your bokeh. Now, they've since fixed that, and on this lens, it absolutely is fixed as well. You can see here in this example on the 30mm wide open, we're getting nice, round, circular bokeh shapes. Now, when you do stop it down a little bit, you're absolutely going to see that polygonal look, and that's not necessarily a downside. A lot of people do like that kind of look. It is an interesting thing that you don't often see in modern lenses, but you'll have to decide whether that's your cup of tea or not. One other thing I want to mention, this particular lens is going to a pretty average 1.3 foot minimum focusing distance, but it does mean, for example, that when you're trying to do close-up portraits, for example, in an environment like this, that you're still not going to get incredibly close, and therefore the bokeh is going to still be quite far away in the distance. So the last thing we like to test is the longitudinal chromatic aberration. Again, this is something very hard to fix in post. And what we see here with the Hasselblad 30mm is it's actually one of the best corrected lenses out there. This is really as good a result as you would hope to get. So foreground out of focus areas, background out of focus areas all have very clean highlights and none of that sort of classic green magenta shift that you would normally see. Very good results out of this lens. So for $4,000 US, you are paying a premium, absolutely, for medium format glass, but at least you're getting a lens that's very sharp and incredibly well corrected optically. Now, on this lens, I've been using it a lot for landscapes. Don't forget to go to DPReview.com. You can see our sample galleries there. You can see the photos that we took on it. But overall, I was very impressed with the optical performance on this lens. Are you paying a lot of money? Absolutely, and that is just the name of the game. And I guess I'd put it this way. If you already have a Hasselblad, this lens makes a lot of sense. It's compact, it's very good optically, and if I was looking for a good wide-angle lens, I like a 24mm. It's a very versatile choice, so this would be the prime that I would pick up if I had a Hasselblad XCD system myself. But otherwise, food for thought. Keep in mind, for roughly the same amount of money, you could pick up a Sony a7R IV and a Tamron 24mm 2.8 and probably still have a little bit of change left over. Anyways, I'll leave that thought with you. Don't forget, leave your comments below. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Please subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think. Thanks so much for joining us for another midweek short.